There's a room in your house where time doesn't flow. You could stay in there for as long as you could possibly want, and not a second will have passed outside that room. What would you use this room for? Naps. Imagine that life. I get all the sleep I want and it won't take away from the full 24 hours of my well-rested self being productive, creative, and energized. Edit, I've gotten 11 billion comments about aging in my inbox by now, but see, you're no fun because that would duck up nearly every answer in this thread. Whether you're sleeping or playing video games or learning Krav Maga, your body ages. What's the point of a time-stopping room if you still have to worry about time? So I'm calling Narnia rules here like someone else said because let me sleep. Or just doing homework, that would be great too. I legitimately think I still wouldn't do all of it, even if I had an infinite amount of time to do so. Sleep, don't really care if I age or not age inside that room, stopping time and being to sleep all I want to live life fully and stop using tiredness as an excuse to get no shit done most days. Also, everything noisy outside suddenly stopped. I find it incredibly disappointing that in 2018 we still haven't figured out how to deal with those damn birds chirping in the morning. Guns. The little-known clause in the Second Amendment about the right to store birdshot. Bird law isn't governed by reason. Do I age there? If not, I'd basically live there. If yes, I'd only use it before deadlines. Edit, a typo edit 2, 30k upvotes for this? THNX for the gold. For all we know it could be running on Narnia rules. Age normally on the inside, but when you get out you're back to the age you went in. I always felt so bad for those kids. Think about it, you grow up, mature emotionally and physically, you may be ready to have sex, start a family, and then, boom. You're 12. Terrible. I recently heard that it was sort of a metaphor for soldiers returning from World War I. Young men, basically children, got thrown into a world that they didn't belong to. When it was all over they were impossibly aged on the inside, yet had to return to a normal life as a young man, despite their experiences. Damn. That makes a lot of sense and sounds so shitty. C.S. Lewis did serve in World War I and was wounded, leading to an early discharge. Same thing happened to Tolkien. Much of Lord of the Rings is the emotional trauma of war mixed with the fear of industrialization of the world which nature had to give way to. Procrastinating. Hyperbolic time chamber. Gains train baby. When you're done just boot the door open and freak everyone out by your random instant gains. Instant gains and glowing hair. Running out the door yelling about some guy named Vegeta. Blah 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 pride blah 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 prince of all blah blah super scion. Blah blah blah. Bedroom. I hate how much time sleep takes up. I'd put my bed in there and call it my bedroom. I'd arrange all my social interactions to take place just outside the doorway, and then if anyone says anything that needs a comeback I can casually step inside and think of the perfect thing to say. Oh yeah? Well, the jerk store called and they're all out of you. What's the difference? You're their all-time bestseller. I had sex with your wife. Oh, is she in that room you just disappeared into? Hey George, my wife just called, she wants her 5 seconds back. I'd be a master of everything. Think of things that you can master. Or finish all the Steam games you have on backlog. Let's be honest, you'd still just skim over your library before buying something new. Or skim buy something new then go back to playing that one game you've dumped hundreds of hours into that didn't deserve them but has somehow made you an addict. Damn you Dark Souls Mount Blada Payday 2 edit, before any more people are complaining, Dark Souls definitely did deserve my time the first 5 playthroughs or more but not the 20th and anything after it. And all the time wasted in PvP ETH stupid builds. Or the runs that you just stop after a time and do a new one. Factorio Stellariskarum and Craft we can go all day. Rimworld Dead Celishiv. Cities Skylines. Kerbal Space Program. KSP does deserve all those hours though. I wonder if any new mods came out, Right, time doesn't pass outside. Well, a few more days couldn't hurt. I'd put my dogs in there. Then I would never have to face the inevitable heartbreak. Time to go hug my dog. Video games. I have a 4-year-old, a 7-month-old, a cat, a puppy and 2 jobs. I love my family, and spend time with them as M7ch as I can, but sometimes I just want to sit and play video games for a few hours uninterrupted. You probably wouldn't be able to play online games though. Oh shit, is this the secret to pausing online games our mums have been hinting at all these years? Studying. Edit, these notifications are scaring me. Trying to cram a semester's worth of knowledge back into my head in a few short days has me agreeing up and down to this. I need this room to be real. We all know we'd just end up masturbating in there. Masturbating doesn't take long. Finding the perfect video for the occasion, on the other hand. Literally the other hand. Literally anything that doesn't require interaction with others at all. I don't think Reddit will work. You shouldn't be able to interact with machines outside of the room. What is the point of Reddit without other people? Oh, I forgot, everyone on Reddit is a bot except for you. Know you. If time doesn't pass for me either, as in I don't age in that time, then I'd use it for sleeping. Instantly I prolonged my life by a good few years. Edit, yo, this blew up. Great that you all agree. I could sleep in it, and work night shifts and day shifts and make twice as much money. Then I could go to school and work at the same time and not have to get a loan. Learning German. I'm going to need at least 2 actual lifetimes to memorize the gender of all those nouns. It's not that Germans learn all of them. It just sounds right. If I were to come up with a new word, I would know instantly which gender to use for it. I still as a native speaker struggle at the gender of laptop. Definitely dare. DOS sounds weird. It's the same with radiogummy. But I do believe that in these cases, both is correct. It's a little bit personal preference as well. But you would never use die for these words, that stands without question. For radiogummy it's defined in the Duden, you are using dare for it. Laptop is strugglesome because it's a word with English origin and because there are no specific articles in English. Well, I'm not a German speaker, just learned a little in secondary school, but to me the solution seems obvious, just create an English-sounding word and treat it like a loanword. Lappy, you already did this with handy, right? Haha, in my local dialect we actually call laptop lappy. Well, I guess the pronunciation is more like lippy, but close enough. Smile in. Yeah, you are right, a smartphone is a handy in German. Many Germans are confused when English people don't understand what they mean when they say handy. Assuming I don't age, I would probably still only use it for assessments work and shit. It would duck with your brain if you spent days in a place but no one knew. You could have been in that room for a year but no one would know. You would be a year older but you wouldn't physically. Also, I think I would be hyperventilating 247 on the outside, as every second I'm outside the room I am actively dying. Depending on how big the room was, this could be the ultimate psychological torment. Live forever in a small room isolated from the world, or live for a few brief decades out in the world. I think I would become a crazy shut-in. Thinking of this room as a story of outer limits or the Twilight Zone, this would undoubtedly be the twist. The character initially considers how much they could accomplish from the extra time in the room. Then they spend increasing increments in the room whilst becoming increasingly paranoid of the outside world. Knowing they could prolong their own life by staying in it, till they ultimately go insane inside the room and commit suicide. Then the episode ends with the narrator commenting on how humans fight to live a longer life, but in our quest to preserve it, might we forget what it means to live it? Cue ending Outer Limits music and credits. Ending theme was from 035 onward. That's awesome, and sort of what happens in an old Twilight Zone episode. This guy has a device capable of freezing time wherever he is, and when he finally decides to rob a bank with time frozen, he drops his device and it shatters, leaving him with thousands of dollars he can't spend in an eternity that he can't share with anybody, surrounded by people but completely alone. I like your final quote more than theirs though, from what I remember.